is our Farm to School week, and this is our Farm to School day.
The idea was brought to us through a couple members of our parent-teacher organization who again echoed what a lot of people think, which is it's important for our kids, especially at this young age, to recognize that food comes from the ground. It comes from our backyards. It doesn't come from the stores that we visit on a daily basis. And so this was an initial opportunity to get our kids involved in understanding that process.
Today, we're going to take a walk over to the field where Farmer Mike raises corn, and we're going to be taking the corn that he's already picked. We're going to put it in the baskets, and we are going to bring it back to school. Backpacks, baskets, bags. We're going to bring all the corn back so the whole school can eat corn.
And all the kids are going to be husking corn, and we're going to be cooking it for them tomorrow, and every kid will enjoy an ear of corn.
Well, you know, I think there was worry that they would have to go into the field and pick the corn, and they didn't know how to.
I want to help children understand that we live in a really beautiful, diverse agricultural area, that we grow the food here, that we can eat our food here, and that the people that cook it for us in the school do a really great job for us.
Well, we're going to come over and see how much energy the kids have left after the big walk. They look like they're still pretty well fired up. So this is an ear of corn. I mean, this is a corn plant. And on every corn plant, you get at least one ear, and usually really only one good ear, okay? And this is pretty much the same as the sweet corn that you're going to take back. This is actually called cow corn or field corn or grain corn. But the way they grow are similar, okay? This will grow a little taller, and obviously this has a different kind of corn. The corn that you get will be yellow and white and much more tender than this. This kind of corn is used for making corn syrup, or if you have cornmeal, if you're eating cornbread or corn flakes, that comes from this kind of corn. The interesting thing about corn, everyone has seen the silk. You know, when you go to eat sweet corn, it all has the silk, the hair on top. And do you know that every one of those individual hairs goes down to a single kernel? So for every hair on top, it actually goes down. It's a little tube that goes all the way down to the kernel. And what happens when the corn is, it's already done it now because we've made the corn, but it will pollinate. And sometimes you'll go by a field of corn and it looks like there's a cloud over it, and there's a little breeze blowing. It'll be pollinating, and all the pollen will fall down on the silk, and then it travels down through the silk to each individual kernel, and that's how it makes. And you know that corn is really a bunch of seeds. These are all seeds, okay? So next spring, this is what gets planted. So from every one of these, you're gonna make one of these, and you'll make another ear of corn. So from one seed, you make this many seeds throughout the course of a season. Since we were talking about seeds, okay, that's a corn seed. Everybody know what those are?
Potatoes!
Potatoes, but you know that also every year when a farmer goes out to plant his potato crop, that he actually plants a whole potato like this.
I think we're all learning something today. I think we're learning that education can be fun. I've seen smiles, nothing but smiles on the faces of the kids when they left and when they came back. And I think it can also be educational, because already I'm hearing about things about the vegetables and the fruits, and they're categorizing it as they're bringing it back. So my guess is that they've learned something today. And at the same time, it's going to be nourishing for this and for this. You look great. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking care of our kindergartners. You're welcome. Thank you. All right.
We're done. They had a great time. Now they want to eat all their apples. Everybody's excited about the corn tomorrow, right?
It's easy to take things for granted when you live in a place that's as bountiful as Western Massachusetts. So here we are at Sunderland School at the foothills of Mount Sugarloaf with all of the Connecticut River rushing by. And it's easy to forget that those natural phenomena are here and they're our neighbor. And it's also easy for us to forget that food comes from the ground. It doesn't come from our big box stores. Wow, so the next step is the kids have just returned from the fields with their corn. And of course they carted it back to us in wagons. And now for the rest of the day, all of the students and the adults in the building will spend at least 15 or 20 minutes of their time today, recess I might add, sacrificing it to come and shuck the corn.
I'm gonna eat him at lunch tomorrow. What's shucking corn? Come on! Oh my God!
Can you come in here and make sure that all the silk comes off this corn? And all the extra bits, like that's too long, right? Yeah, you can be the cleanup dude. I think they're having a blast. I mean, really, by the noise level, this is a real success.
It's not easy, is it? Not easy.
Since I became food service director at the Sunderland Elementary School, I've implemented a full-size salad bar, including all the local produce that we can possibly get our hands on. We work with Bars Farm in Deerfield, and if she doesn't grow the product, she finds a farmer that does, and she brings it to us. We have butternut squash, cabbage, we've had potatoes, apples, peaches, nectarines, any fruit or vegetable that's in season. They can pick and choose whatever they'd like to go along with it. If they don't want the hot vegetable, they can have a cold vegetable. And then you have your fruits and veggies. And today for dessert is apple crisps, so they can have their choice, either apple crisp or peaches, nectarines, or apples, which is fresh from the farmers. The corn's been picked, husked, and you're ready to serve. And here we are.
You have to be really careful taking this though, because we don't want the corn to roll off, okay? Okay? Yes, we have. Corn?
Hi, Mommy.
A peach? Okay.
Excellent and very delicious.
What we're doing here today is sitting down to eat the fruits of our labor. Specifically the labor of both the townspeople here in Sunderland who grew the corn, and our children who have spent the last day and a half procuring it by walking over to the farm, picking it, carting it over in bundles, shucking it, and then assisting in the washing and preparedness of it. So today we're doing what anybody would do when they get this kind of a bounty. We're sitting and enjoying it.
Oh, wicked good, especially the corn.
Hey, what about you?
And as we close our visit today, a special shout out to Deb Zimnowski and all the cafeteria staff who have helped prepare this wonderful bounty for us. Thanks, you guys. We love it.